Harry goes it alone. Experts say Prince wants more for himself as he kicks off 8-day visit to New York and London without Meghan. Prince Harry's decision to jet off alone to New York to meet royals and celebrities before a solo trip to Britain shows he is determined to carve out new opportunities, assert himself after turning 40, experts told Mail Online today. The Duke of Sussex is away from Montecito for the next 8 days and went to a California benefit organized by Kevin Costner on Saturday, without his American wife. Last night he attended a dinner organized by the World Health Organization (WHO), greeting Queen Mathilde of Belgium warmly on arrival. On his trip to New York this week, he will also support pet charities and businesses including African Parks, the Halo Trust, the Diana Ward, and Travelist, and this weekend he will fly to London for his annual visit to support Wellchild at their awards ceremony, again without his wife. This month he is said to have planned a lads-only weekend away with friends to mark his 40th birthday, but was with a smiling Meghan leaving a double birthday event, held for their friend Tyler Perry, the night before the prince's own big day. Biographer Phil Dampier, author of Royally Suited, Harry and Meghan in their own words, said, "Harry sometimes feels like a spare part, and he often looks unhappy when he's out with Meghan at events in California. I think he has reached a point where he wants more for himself. He's turned 40 and must be asking himself what the future holds. I think he's desperate to find some new meaning to his life, and that seems to involve branching out on his own more. He has this few days in New York, and then he's heading to London for the Wellchild event with which he's been involved for years. He clearly wants to find some causes he can get involved in and give his life some purpose. Meghan doesn't want to come back to this country, so he will have to fly solo." Harry has reportedly been contacting some of his old friends ahead of his UK visit. "I'm sure he's lacking some mates he can go out with for a beer and truly relax. The more he does things on his own and carves out some new projects, the more likely it is he can heal himself and eventually some of the divisions with his family. But it's going to be a long road," Mr. Dampier said. Royal expert and investigative journalist Tom Bauer has said that Harry's next week away shows he is trying to assert himself alone. He said, "It's not just Harry doing repeated solo events, which suggests a shift in his lifestyle and strategy to assert himself, not least in Britain." Without Meghan by his side last night, Harry was seen greeting Queen Mathilde of Belgium, actor Forrest Whitaker, several UN agency heads, and other dignitaries, for an event to honor survivors of childhood violence. All are in New York for the UN General Assembly, which is set to kick off Monday morning in Manhattan. Officials from countries like Sweden, Colombia, Zimbabwe, Georgia, Canada, Iceland, and Brazil were also present, as were survivors and survivors of child abuse to discuss the important issue. The gathering comes a day after Harry attended Kevin Costner's charity concert at his beachfront estate solo, all the way across the country in California while Meghan was said to be sick. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliam says Harry is looking for new roles. What is his real role now? His achievements are undoubtedly the Invictus Games and his patronages of Wellchild, for which he is soon making a solo trip to Britain and Saint-Tropez in Lesotho. All of these were operative before he married Meghan, he said. His will be attending a series of events in New York, also solo. This is clearly an attempt to boost his profile. There are his solo trips to Britain and a series of rumors he would like to spend more time there, and even that he might be interested in some royal duties. These are undoubtedly exaggerated, but they highlight his increasingly awkward situation. He has a deep rift with his family. His New York appearances may give him a brief boost. Harry is in New York this week and in London next Monday. Violence takes many forms, both physical and psychological, and each leaves a lasting impact on those who experience it. MC of the MC, Poulter told attendees at last night's event. With 1 billion children around the world experiencing such violence, the statistics are staggering, but they represent real lives. It's our collective responsibility to ensure that these children are protected. Also in attendance were high-profile figures like Whitaker and Shudu Musida, who, along with the survivors, helped pen an open letter last week demanding urgent action from world leaders to end violence against children. This comes ahead of the first ever global ministerial conference on ending violence against children, which is set to take place in Colombia in November. Signatories of the letter included Harry, Mathilde, and Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo, who was seen conversing with the Duke of Sussex, an actor, at length during the event. The Belgian royal spoke to the crowd as well, urging for more to be done to help kids facing corporal punishment, bullying, online violence, and sexual abuse. Other forms of violence singled out by the group include gang violence, child marriage, and child labor. Meghan, meanwhile, was nowhere to be seen after championing efforts designed to halt online bullying earlier this summer. In August, the Duchess was seen lovingly clutching her husband's knee on the set of CBS News Sunday Morning, as she detailed how she struggled with suicidal thoughts because of abuse she received as a working royal. She told host Jane Pauley how she hopes her candor will help youngsters around the world navigate similar feelings while reaching out to her spouse for support. When you've been through any level of pain or trauma, I believe part of our healing journey, certainly part of mine, is being able to be really open about it, Markle said as Harry, 39, looked on. I really scraped the surface on my experience, but I do think that I would never want someone else to feel that way. And I would never want someone else to be making those sort of plans, she added. And I would never want someone else to not be believed. A source told the Mirror that she missed Costner's Santa Barbara house part because she was sick and could not make it. Listers like Jeff Bridges, Rob Lowe, and Pink were in attendance.